Ethan was the son of a woodcutter, a man whose hands were as rough as the bark he split and whose back carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken sacrifices. Their small house sat on the edge of Forest Grove, where modern life blurred into the smell of pine and sawdust. Ethan admired his father deeply, but deep inside he wanted more than swinging an axe or selling firewood. He dreamed of becoming an engineer, building machines that could make his father's life easier. But dreams are heavy when you're poor. Every day after school, Ethan would run to the lumber yard where his father worked. He'd help stack wood, sometimes skipping dinner just so they could earn a few extra dollars. His classmates wore branded shoes and carried tablets. Ethan's sneakers were taped together, and his notebooks were patched with duct tape. Still, he studied hard, under the flicker of a candle, with the sound of rain tapping on the tin roof. His teachers noticed his sharp mind, but Ethan knew that intelligence alone wouldn't buy him opportunity. One cold November morning, a flyer fluttered onto his school notice board. City Tech Robotics Championship, Scholarship Award for the winner. Ethan stared at it like it was a message from the universe. The competition was open to all high schoolers in Portland. The winner would receive a full scholarship to the state's top engineering program. His heart raced. He could almost see his future. No more lumber yard, no more tired eyes from candlelight studying. But as he reached for the flyer, he overheard two kids laughing. Ha! That contest for real tech students, not small-town kids who chop wood. Ethan didn't respond, but their words dug deep. Still, when he got home, he told his father. The old man listened silently, then nodded. If your heart says yes, then yes it is. The forest taught me something, son. Even the smallest seed can split the hardest rock. Doubt crept in. Ethan had no tools, no money for parts, no laptop to design his project. For a few nights, he convinced himself it was impossible. He watched YouTube tutorials on the school computers, scribbling down notes, sketching ideas. But the reality was cruel. He couldn't even afford a single motor. When he told his teacher, Mr. Harris, that he might drop out of the competition, the man smiled kindly. Ethan, invention starts with imagination, not equipment. You just need one idea worth fighting for. That night, Ethan sat by his father, watching the older man split wood with a rusty axe. The axe had wobbled, the handle cracked. Then, like lightning, inspiration struck. What if, Ethan thought, a self-adjusting mechanical axe existed, one that could sense wood density and reduce effort? It sounded crazy, but so did everything great once. Ethan spent the next month building his prototype from scrap metal, old fan motors, and bicycle parts scavenged from junkyards. His father helped find usable material, even skipping lunch to save money for screws and wires. The boy's small room became a workshop. Nights turned into mornings, and the scent of solder and grease replaced that of pine. Each failure only fueled him further. When sparks burned his hand, he wrapped it in cloth and kept going. When the motor jammed, he took it apart again. His mantra became simple: never give up. Word spread at school that Ethan was entering the robotics championship. Some laughed. The woodcutter's kid thinks he's Tony Stark. But others admired his determination. Mr. Harris let him stay after class to use the science lab. A few friends donated spare batteries and wires. Yet not everything went right. The night before submission, his project circuit shorted out, melting one of the gears. Ethan nearly broke down. His father found him staring blankly at the smoking table. Maybe I'm not meant for this, Ethan whispered. His father crouched beside him. When I was your age, I chopped a tree so wide it seemed impossible. But one swing at a time, it fell. Don't you stop swinging, son. Recharged by those words, Ethan rebuilt through the night. The day of the championship arrived. Dozens of students from elite schools showcased polished robots, sleek, advanced, and expensive. Ethan's device looked crude in comparison, a wooden handle connected to a metal arm powered by salvage gears. When it was his turn, whispers spread through the crowd. The judges eyed his project curiously. One of them asked, "Did you really build this yourself?" "Yes, sir," Ethan said, his voice trembling slightly. "From scrap." He demonstrated how his mechanical axe adjusted pressure automatically when hitting different wood densities. The judges leaned in, impressed. But halfway through the demo, the motor stuttered and stopped. The audience gasped. Ethan froze. He wanted to run away. His heart pounded like thunder. But then his father's words echoed again. "Don't you stop swinging." He quickly rewired a loose connection with his bare hands, sparks flying, and restarted the device. This time it worked flawlessly. The hall erupted in applause. Ethan didn't just win the competition, he won hearts. Reporters interviewed him. The judges praised his creativity and resilience. A representative from Oregon Tech offered him the full scholarship on the spot. When Ethan looked for his father in the crowd, he found him standing quietly at the back, tears glistening in his eyes. The old man raised his calloused hands in applause, the kind only a proud father can give. Months later, Ethan moved into the city to start his engineering program. Life was new, bright, and full of promise, yet he never forgot where he came from. On weekends, he'd return to Forest Grove to help his father modernize the lumberyard, applying everything he learned. He even improved his original design, turning it into a real product that reduced injury and effort for workers across Oregon. He called it AXE1 and inscribed 3 words onto every model: "Never give up." Years later, Ethan stood on a stage at a technology conference, now a respected inventor. He looked at the audience, students, dreamers, skeptics, and told his story. "Success isn't built in labs," he said. "It's built in broken rooms with tired hands and hopeful hearts." That night he visited his father's grave, laying down a single AXE1 prototype beside it. The moonlight shimmered on the steel blade. "You were right, Dad," he whispered. "The smallest seed really can split the hardest rock." He walked away with a smile, stronger, wiser, and unbreakable.